sound on. Transition to the talking screen. And hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing okay. Let's see if I have anything fun, interesting to talk about since last time. Not really. Happy Memorial Day, or well, Happy Memorial Day is not really the right term. But what are people supposed to say on Memorial Day? Do
No, I'm not
meaningful
taking
Memorial
PTO.
Day?
It's time and a half. What do you think, you fools? No? Insensitive?
Um, I don't know. It is a federal holiday, but I don't know. I guess I feel weird about all holidays. And this is a holiday I should especially feel a little weird about. Um, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, it is an important day to take some time and think about um, the pointless sacrifices that happen in war, and how it's often a failure of the leadership who doesn't have to do anything about it, or doesn't have to put themselves or their family at risk. Um, but I will leave it at that. Let's get on to some Sudoku puzzles. Yeah. Puzzle 1 for today. Oh, Laura Smith says, there are only 2 holidays I care about. Historically, all holidays have a purpose, but they aren't celebrated correctly in my opinion. Which 2 holidays are those? And how are you doing this evening, Laura Smith? Yeah. Hopefully I don't have too many light flickering things, but I think I need to replace the light in my lamp. Laura Smith says, birthdays and Christmas. I would agree that I would agree that birthdays are often celebrated, or I guess, are you saying that birthdays and Christmas are not celebrated correctly? Because you did say that those are the ones that you care about. I would agree that they are often celebrated incorrectly, but I also have weird feelings about birthdays.
Yeah, the last time I tried to celebrate your birthday, you said you're the one that did all the work. Why should you celebrate my birthday?
Exactly. Um, but I have struggled with depression in the past, and orbiting the planet, or excuse me, orbiting the star at the center of our universe has not always felt like a celebratory event. Um, but yeah, most holidays are just another day. But yeah, anyway, um, I don't think I have anything else I want to say about holidays. So let's get into some puzzles. First puzzle for today is Ranked Quads by Marty Sears. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. Quad clues. Each digit in a circle must appear in the surrounding 2x2 area. If a digit appears twice in the circle, it must appear twice in the 2x2 area. Full quad rank. The 25 2x2 areas in the grid each contain a 4-digit number. Reading from top left to bottom right, the number in a circle gives the rank of its surrounding 2x2 area. If all these 4-digit numbers are listed from lowest to highest, with rank 1 being the lowest and rank 25 being the highest, all the 4-digit numbers are different, so there are no tied rank. What? Wait, what? The 25 2x2 areas in the grid each contain a 4-digit number, reading from top left to bottom right. The number in a circle gives the rank of its surrounding 2x2 area. Okay, I'm going to have to see the puzzle to understand this. Okay, so are we saying that this is 22th in the ranking, which means it's the 4th highest, and that this one is 11th?
Sounds like it.
Okay. Lowest to highest, with rank 1 being the lowest, 25 being the highest. All the 4-digit numbers are different, so there are no tied ranks. Okay.
Yeah, if you look at each of the intersections, then there are 25 in the board, on the board.
Can't really mark.
Yeah, you can't really put a dot in the middle of between them.
So you'd have 1, 2, 3, and so on.
Right. There's 5, and then, yeah, which is 25.
And so if this said 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 1,234, and then this one would be 2,546. And then this one would be 5,362. And that's what, and we've got to make sure all of those are different. And that this one is the 5th lowest, fifth lowest, 6th lowest, 22nd lowest, and 11th lowest. Well, one thing we know is that these 2 2s have to be here, so there's a 2 there. These 2 1s have to go there. And then from that, where do we go? Alright. Sudoku notepad time. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the smallest possible thing. And 6, 5, 4, 3 is the largest possible rank.
No, because it's ordered smallest to largest.
Yeah, so this one would be rank 1, and this one would be rank 5.
Oh, right, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just looked at it backwards.
Laura Smith asks, what is the highest digit we can put on a 5 or 6 rank? Probably a 1. How many ways can we order 6 digits? Maybe 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. Which is 30 times 12, which is way more than 25. Okay, well, could a 5 go to 3,000? Well, with there being... So we know that there are 3,600 360 orderings of the numbers, because it's 30 times 12.
That combinations or permutations?
Permutations, because order matters.
Yeah. Okay. Just it's been a long time, so
And then since we only have 4, we take out the 2 from 6 factorial.
right.
Yeah, because if it was combinations, then 1, 2, 3, 4 would equal 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
And so we'd have to take out the orderings of the numbers inside of the thing. Now, we have both the 5 and the 6 in the same column, which, as Laura Smith pointed out earlier. And Tall Cat says full rank. Oh dear. Yeah, it is quite the puzzle. Oh, and I just realized I forgot.
Put that in there.
Yep. Here is the link to the puzzle. Okay. Well, whatever the 6 is. Okay, so we know that the 5th rank has to be either 1,000 or 3,000. It can't be 2,000 because we know where the 2 is. And the 6th rank would have to be 2,000. No, it couldn't be 2,000 because of the 22 here. So since this is full rank, top left to bottom right, so 6th rank is minimum 3. $4,000, $5,000. I doubt it could possibly be 6,000. Okay. Just to prove that the 6th rank can't be 6,000, then if we fix a 6 here, we also don't have a 1. Oh, that makes things way easier. The 22 immediately proves that we can't use 6. Okay, so if I wanted to prove that it couldn't be 5, I would have to use 4, 3, and 2. But those could be reordered in interesting ways. But since there's 3 digits, that's 3 times 2 times 1, which is only 6. Except, I'm trying to figure out how many numbers can be above that. So then we make it the smallest as possible. And then how many orderings are above 5,234? So, that would be the numbers that have 5. This one says no, so if I minimize this, All the 4-digit numbers are different, so there are no tied ranks. Okay, so I want to know, so this would be 4 times, so we've got 2 options for the first one, 5 options, times 3. So that's 120 options. I mean, just for 6,000. Not that it would be possible to make... Oh, wait a second. Hold on. There are... If I were to put a 6 here, that affects 1, 2, 3 other ranks. So how theoretically, how many 6,000s do I have? Well, I have to have 4 of them, don't I? Because there are 6 6s in the puzzle. There's either 4 6,000s numbers, or there are 5 6,000 numbers. And the reason for that is that the 6 that's in the bottom row and the 6 that's in the last column cannot, or aren't part of a 6,000 number. And the only way that both of those, or that takes away only one 6,000, is if the last 6 is here, in both the last column and row. In which case, I'd have the 6,000 here, the 6,000 here. One of these would be a 6,000, and then I'd have one in here and one in here. Well, it would be one in here and one in here, but they wouldn't be like that. Tallcat says row 5, column 2, and row 2, column 2 are rank numbers for 5 and 6 and have to be different. Yes. But because these two are the first digit in there, like if this was 1,000 some, then
What bugs me about the way this is stated is first you're looking at the 4-digit number reading from top left to bottom right. But it also, if the 4-digit numbers are listed from lowest to highest. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm misreading what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at, but you have to reorder them from the, but no, you don't reorder them from the.
Tallcat says, so from your logic with the 6s, there is 4 or 5, mean that's a 1-2 pair. I think so. Because let's see. There are 4 1000s, 4 2000s, 4 3000s, 4 4000s, 4 5000s, and 4 6000s, and then 1 extra. Laura Smith says, if the 5 is 1000 plus, then the 6 has to be 2, 3, 4, or 5. I want to prove that 6 cannot be 5000, because even if 6 was the smallest 5000, then there would be 3 other 5000s, 4 6000s, for a total of 7, and my 1 extra. So there would only be 8 higher values, which would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I need to get all the way to 25. So that proves that 6 cannot be 5. Can I do this just to shortcut straight to 5000 can't be 3? So if 5 was the smallest 3000, then that would be 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, plus 5, yeah, that would be the 17 that are, or excuse me. So it's the smallest 3000. So then there are 16 larger. And it's 1 through 5. Oh, wait a second. If it's the smallest 3000, that means there has to be 8 smaller than it. Okay, that was so much easier. It's the smallest, or even if it was the smallest 3000, it would have to have 8 smaller than it. So I can prove that that is a 1000. Okay. The 6th rank.
Well, now you can put your 1 in column 3.
Right. Okay. And now that means that 6 has to be 3 or 4. If 6 was the smallest 3000 number, then wouldn't that still mean that there has to be 8 smaller? Six can't be 2000. Oh, 6 is here! I'm so... Okay. Yep, 2. Easy days. Alright. Now that I have readjusted where I thought the 6 was. Okay. Yeah, that was silly.
And rank 22 cannot start with a 1.
Correct. So that's the one here. Okay, Tallcat says you have 5 1000s, so your extra is taken. That is correct. The extra has to be 1, so that 1 is located here. So I think that forces the 2 to be here then, because if I place the 2 here, then the only way to be smaller is for these 2 digits to be... Because this has to be the largest 1000. And this is a 1000 number with a 2 here, which means this is at least a 3. Oh, and this 6 has to be the smallest 2,000. So it has to be larger than this one. Oh, gosh. One's there and there. Tallcat says you should be able to get the 22 rank. I think it's 6. If it was a 5, even if it was the largest 5, it would still have to have 4 larger than it. But that would be 23, 24, 25, and 26, so it has to be a 6. That is correct. So 6,200. I just realized that there is room for duplicates. So 360 is not an accurate number for the count of permutations, because I can have one number doubled. Although I think that just means that it's 6 possible values times 5 possible values times 5 possible values times well, it's not times 6 possible values. It's times something, number of values. Although I guess you've got the instance where they're all different. So you've got 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. They're all different. And then when you have one digit duplicated, that would be 6 times 6 times 5 times 5 for 2 digits duplicated, 6 times 6 times 5 times 4 for only 1 digit duplicated. But then you have to subtract out all of these and all of those, which actually means this is just a 1. And that's a 1, and that's a 1, because we're guaranteeing that this one was a duplicate of that one, and that one's a duplicate of that one. And now we add. Doesn't matter. Tallcat says, I think you were right about the 2 in box 5 around the 5 quad. Alright, going back to the actual puzzle. If this was a 2, then, well, this would end up being larger because it has to be at least a 3. So that's not possible. So yeah, that's a 2. Tallcat says, in fact, the numbers around the 5 quad are no. Oh, interesting. Got 6 of those 2 positions. One of these has to be a 6.
And the other's 5.
That's true. They're 5 and 6. 3, 4. This one's a 5 then.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we know the order quite yet. Although, I think that means this cannot be a 5. In fact, we know that this cannot be a 5, because if this was a 5, that would make that 1562, 1562. So 5 has to be one of these two, so 6, 5. There we go. And 6 here. We've got 3, 4. That one's 3 or 4. This is 3, 4, or 5. Okay. Alright, and now we can just... Well, we can't quite ignore... the quads for the most part. Because, like, this 1, 6 matches that 1, 6, so if this happened to be a 2, that would make things quite interesting. so this is 2, 6, 3, 4. This is 1, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5, 3, 4. 3, 4, and 6. Paulcat says row 4, column 4 cannot be a 6, because if it was, it would be greater than this one, so not a 6. I guess the other thing we need to be aware of is that nothing is smaller than this one in the 2000s. This is the smallest 2000. So if I were to put a 5 here, then every 2 would have to be next to a 6. Or I guess it could theoretically be 2, 6, 6, 5. Or 4 if this happened to be a 3. Interesting. I have a feeling this can't be a 5, but... Okay. Well, this is everything but we want, so it's not really useful. Not that most of this down here was useful to pencil mark in. What do I need to do here? Got 1, 6. I know that this one and that one have to be different. Well, they don't have to be different if that's not a 2. Tallcat says the 22 rank 6 is the lowest 6 foot. Yes. I should have thought about that one. So this 6... Oh. If this was a 2, then it would go 6, 2, 2, and then this couldn't be a 6, but it would then have to be smaller. So that's not a 2. Where do I go from there? Okay, this can't have a... Wherever I put the 1s here, they cannot have a 6 next to them. Because of these 2 6s. So that means that I don't have to worry about the 1000s anymore, because this one is definitely smaller than that one. This one is definitely smaller than that one. And so will this one, and so will that one. Okay, so 1000s, as long as I don't make any duplicates, I'm good. Wait, hold on. This is the smallest... No. Tallcat says we know the 11 rank number. 5 times 1,000, 4 times 2,000. 11 is a 3 rank number, because if it was a 4 rank number, you would have 13 below it. Cool. Alright. That was definitely something I should have tracked sooner. Thank you, Tallcat, for pointing that one out. Okay. if this was a 5, then everything else would have to be 2, 5, 6, 5, or 2, 6, something, something. I could do 2, 6, something, something, or 2, 6, something, something, but I couldn't do 2, 5, 6, 1 in here. Although I could put the 2 there and then it wouldn't matter. I could put 2, 6 up here as well. 2, 6, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5. No. Where is 11 in the 3000s? We know that there are 9 below 11, or below the 3000s, which means it is the second highest 3000. So there's a 3000 that is going to have to go 1, 1.
Yeah.
Well, if it has to go 1, 1, this is the only other place I can do that.
Yeah.
And then 3 or 5 to keep it below that, and that's fine. Okay, 1, 4. Well, that definitely can't be 6, 2, and that's fine. Right, 2, 5, 6, 4 is the 6th rank, as Tallcat points out. They could. Oh, right. It will have to be 2, 6, because there's no way to get smaller or larger from 2, 5, 6, 5, or 6 here. So since this 2 couldn't have a 6 next to it, it's not a 2, which means that's a 6, which has to have a 2 next to it. So 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 3, 4 is going to be 5, 3, 5, 6, 2. So then we get 2, 6, 3, 1, 2, 6, whatever. Okay. How do I disambiguate these?
You cannot have another that contains 4325 in it. Because if you look up at the quad above the 6, in box 1,
4, 3, 2, 5.
right. Now if you go to
So
column
this would
4,
be 4,
5,
2.
row 4, 5. Look, highlight row 4, 5, columns 4, 5.
This one?
And rows 1, 2, columns 2, 3. They have to have 4 different numbers. They cannot repeat. Because if you put them in if all 4-digit numbers listed from lowest to highest, all the 4-digit numbers are different.
No, no. The
No?
so
Am I
yeah,
misreading what I'm
the
Oh, okay, I'm
the
misreading never
values
mind,
like
I'm
this.
misreading the. Because I don't know why I was looking at it as you can't never mind. Apparently, I'm tired and not logicking right. I was thinking we couldn't repeat the same 4 digits no matter the order. That's why I was slightly confused.
This is the only way we can get underneath this, so I don't have to worry about being below 11, the 11th rank. So threes in either position aren't going to be an issue here, are they? No, because this one's the only 3 that's below 11. Two, 6. That's fine. Tallcat says got it. Row 2, column 3 is a 5. 5, 3, 4, 1. There it is. This has to be a 3 so it doesn't repeat that.
Right.
So 3 there, and a pair of 4s. There we go. That was a mind-bending puzzle.
Yeah, especially since my mind didn't want to work around the correct reading of what those were.
Yeah. This was really the key element to start doing the puzzles, was figuring out how the 1000 or how the thousands thing works. Yeah, that was really interesting. Tallcat says, "This is why I don't always like full rank anything, although I have been tempted to try and set one." Let's see if that one's on the Logic Masters Germany. Marty Sears posts to Logic Masters Germany, I think. Yeah. That one. Rank 15? Now I gotta go figure out what's rank 15. Okay, well, I've got 5 1000s, or excuse me, the 11 is in the 3000s, and it's the second. So there are 2 larger, which would be 12 and 13. So 15, 12, 13, and then 14, 15. So it's the second smallest 4000. So where are all my 4000s? 1, 2, 3.
4254.
And 4. Tallcat says 4231. Yeah, because we need the second smallest, and that's this one gets eliminated, and then that one's too big, and then 3-1 is larger or smaller than 5-4. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope. 2, 3, 1. Submit. There we go. That was hard. And anyone saying that this was an easy puzzle, I think. Whoops. I think I don't know. That's just trying to pretend that it's I don't know. I think that one definitely counts as a regular hard puzzle. It's definitely doable, but that one is not easy, I don't think. Okay, so I have Logic Master Germany link. So next puzzle is Karate Drops by Michael Lefkowitz. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A white drop indicates how many digits in the indicated direction differ from it by 1. A black drop indicates how many digits in the indicated direction are double or half its value. What?
I think we're gonna have to look at it to see what it.
Okay. So, these ones have to be 1 or 2, don't they? Because in the indicated direction, which they're going to see their neighbors, indicates how many digits in the indicated direction differ from it by 1, which is, in the instance of 1, just a 2. In the instance of a 2, both the 1 and the 3. But if I were to try and place 3, then I would have to do 2 and 4, and then another 2 or a 4. So every number greater yeah. Now this one looks at 2, so that has to be 1 or a 2, because it indicates how many more possibly are there. This one looks at 3, so this is 1, 2, or 3. However, whatever this is, 1 or 2 is below it. 1 and 2 is below it. So this is a 3. So then these have to be 2 and 4. This looks at 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 3, 4. This looks at 3. So that's 1, 2, or 3. Go all the way up to 7.
Except that 3 can't be a 3. In row 6, column 3.
Right,
Because yeah.
Wait, no, they would all be 2, 4. Oh, right, they would
They'd
all be 2, 4.
4s.
Silly. Which means both 1 and 2 are in here. Except, wait, no. If I place the 2, then both 1 and 3 would be in here. Or it would be in the superscript, 1 and 3. And if I place 1, then 2 would be in here. Not both 1 and 2. The 1
Right.
and 2 worked here because it was this digit, which would place a 2, and a 2, which would place a 1. Oh. No, never mind. I was going to say that this means that had to be a 4, but no, it doesn't. If this is a 1, that could be a 2.
Right, but if that's... Oh, yeah, that could be the 2 for it. Never mind. Yeah, I understood what you were starting to say.
Oh, but this now has to be a 1, because if it's a 2, then that would indicate that the 3 was below it. So this is a 1. And that means 2 is down here somewhere. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Now, it couldn't be a 5 because you can't double 5 or half 5. So that's automatically not a 5. In fact, this one, which looks at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 can't be a 7 or a 5. Now, if it was a 6, we already know that these two, none of these are 3s. And I would only have room for 2 3s, so 6 is out. 4 would be 2. But 3 is only 6. And I only have room for 2 6s, so 3 is out. If this was a 1, then neither of those would be 2. Or excuse me, only one of those could be 2. And it would have to be that one. That would be a 1, that would be a 4. And if this was a 2, that would have to 1. And then that would be the other one that halves to 1. So then 4 wouldn't be allowed. But if I get a 4, I have a 2 there, a 2 there, and both of those would be 2.
They can't both be 2. Because if you in box 8, 1 and 3 would be on that diagonal. So then what would you put in row 9, column 4? It would have to be a 1 or a 3 if that other drop is a 2.
Right. So then the 4 is not allowed then. Right? Because 4 said there's a 2 here, a 2 there, and then both of those are 2s.
Well, can't...
Oh, wait a second.
8?
I completely skipped 8 as an option. Gosh darn it.
But we still know that those 2 cannot both be 2. Can they both be 1?
That would put a 2 here and a 2 in there.
Yeah, okay. Right, because you only have to have one of them. Apparently I am tired today.
If this was a 1, you'd get a 2 here, a 2 there, and those would be... that would have to be 3 and 1. This would have to be a 1, which means I would have to have a 2, which would break. So 1's out. If this is a 2, this is a 1. Then the 2's up here. So that breaks. So this is a 4. One, 2, 3, 4 spaces for 6. Laura Smith says 4 could use 8 as well, right? Yes, that's true. I
Yeah.
definitely misunderstood. Well, I don't know if it was misunderstood, but just didn't think about 8s at all in this diagonal. But when I looked through 1s and 2s, it causes problems over here. Because this one I know cannot be 1 or 2. Because of the 1, 2 here. If this is a 1, then we get a 2 in here, making that a 1. And if this is a 2, we get both 1 and 3 here, meaning that's a 2. So whatever these two are, they're the same. And we know that this one has to be different. But that's not true.
Well,
So
they
then,
just can't both be 2.
but yeah, okay. So then they're both 1s. Because, and then that's going to place a 2 here, making that a 1. Cool. And we get the 2 somewhere in there, it's just not here. Okay. It can't be a 9, because there's only 8 in the major diagonal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, and 3 aren't allowed, but then 4, 5, 6, 7 are still options.
Row 1 or row 9, column 1.
Row 9, column 1.
The most it can be is 6.
Right, because if
It
it was,
differs by 1, so
yeah, so
2
8,
in each box.
yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, derp, derp. This one can still be 7 because it maxes out at 2 per box, whereas this one did 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It can't be 5 because 5 would be 4s and 6s, right? Well, you can't put 4 on that diagonal in box 3 or box 7.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
So 3 or 6 now. Where's my 1 in this box? There and there and there is all rolled out. So 1 is only here. Actually, 1s are there. And 3 is 2, 4. So, oh, how can I make 3 work? Well, I can't put 2 or 4 here, so that's ruled out. Highlight the whole diagonal. It doesn't work in this spot because there's a 2 there and a 4 there, so those are all ruled out. The 2, 4 pair here rules all of that out as well. So I would have to put all 3 in this box. Well, that's not even possible. So 3 is gone, and that makes it 6. So 5 and
5
7.
and 7.
Although that should be in superscript, except for this one. 3, 8, 9. Use.
Well, can we look at the diagonal for the row 1, column 2 drop?
If it was a 7,
It would have to have 6 and 8.
Yeah. Although maybe we should ask about 6 because of the 5, 7. So there's
Right.
7 of these. 6 would need both 5 and 7, but those two would be ruled out, leaving me with only 5. 6 is gone. 4, or no. 4 is the only one that would include a 5, but I mean, I could just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, they could all be 5s. 5 there, 5 there, 5 there, and 5 there. And that would all work. Or 5 here. Okay. This one would be 3 6s. I don't see why that would be a problem. 2s would be 1 and 4. Well, I could put a 1 there, a 1 here, that would be 2. Or I could put a 4 here. So at least one of those two would have to be a 1. This is the only spot I could put a 4. And if I said 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, that would be a 2. And then that would be an 8. And you'd have 2, 8 in those two. Well, that would be an 8. That would be 2. Oh, this 4 has how many left over? 1, 2,
Oh, right.
3. So all 4 of these have to be from 2 or 8. Well, this one can't be a 2, so it's an 8. That's a 2. This one can't be an 8 because it needs to be 2 or 4. So that's a 2, and that's an 8. That's a 4. There we go. Out red. Take out 2s from these ones. That's a 1. That's a 2. This is that. That 2's gone. Okay.
Now row 6, column 5 can no longer be a 4.
That was technically not completed. What can't be a 4?
Row 6, column 5.
Because I would need all of these to be from
And
2 or
4
8. That one's not 2 or 8.
is,
This is
yeah.
a 3, which means everything's a 6. Laura Smith confirms that one. This is now a 2. So I need 1 and 4 in 2 of these. That one can't be.
Row 5, column 7 cannot be a 1 or a 4.
Row 5, column 7. This one can't
He's a
be
1 in the
a 1
column and 4
Okay,
in the
yeah.
box.
So then that's a 4, and this is a 4 as well. This is the 2 ones down here, and that one there. Okay, so that makes that one done. This one I'm still waiting on 1 and 3. go ahead and highlight that in yellow. Laura Smith says 1 in box 5 must be... Yeah, it must be here because of the 2 1s. And now this is a 5-7 pair, so now that cannot be 1 or 3. And that one can't be 1 or 3, so these 2 are 1 or 3, and that one's that.
Yeah, box 5 is left with 4 and 9, and they're resolved.
9 here, 4 there. This is 5 or 7. This is not a 3. Well, this can still be a 7 because we put both 8 and 6 there. Yeah. And if it's a 5, well, I can still put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 and 6 would break this one. So that
4
that
and
means...
6 would... You can't put 4 or 6 in box 6 either, because box 6 has a 4 and a 6.
Then I would only have 3. So this is the 7. 6, 8. 8. 8. That's not what the 8 button looks like. And then this is more or less done. Laura Smith said the 1 in box 3. It's not there, it's not there, it's neither of those. It has to be one of these 2, and this one sees that one down there. So that's a 1. These are a 5-7 pair. That's not a 1, so this one is. This 7 gave us 5 and 7. The 8 here gave us a 9. Laura Smith says the 3 in box 3, which is now this one. This is 9. Get all the coloring.
And I think that's all the drops. Oh, nope, there's the...
Oh, that 3 is done.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep this focus on them. Laura Smith says, I like the Sudoku part of Sudoku Puzzles. They are pretty nice. 2, 1, 6. 6 is this one. 3 in box 1.
8 can be placed in column 6 when you get to it.
Now, so that's 3. This is 8. 3, you said 8 in column 6. There.
8 in box 2.
Here? Because that one takes the top on the middle, that one has 8 there.
Should be able to do 8 in box 4 also.
Eight, so this one here. 4 in box 9. So these 2, the bottom one. Laura Smith pointed that one out. Got what? 5, 7, and 9 left over. So the 7 and 9 here gives us a 5. And that 9 here fills us out to 7.
Two and 5.
And
that's a 6.
6 in box 1, Laura Smith confirms. 5 and 7. Apparently this is 5 or 6. 2, 5, and 6 for a row. So
5, 7, 9.
5 is out here. 7, 9 there. Apparently this one's just a 5, and that one's just a 3, so this one's a 6. So we've got 6. Hold on. 3, 5, and 6 are what's left over in the column. We've got 3, 6 there, so that's a 5, and now that makes that 3, and 6. 6 is gone. Laura Smith says 2 in box 9. That 2 rules that one out. That one rules those 2. This one rules that one out, leaving that to be the final 2.
Row 7 is left with a 9.
9, 7. This one a 5. This one a 7, because there's a 9 over here. This one 9, 9.
6 over 4.
3, 9, 5, 7, 3, 7, 5, 5, 2, 5, 2, 7. There we go. Making good use out of the this sum here. Yeah, that one was a pretty good one. I think Michael Lefkowitz does not host a lot of Masters Germany. Oh, yes, he does. Joke. Unless we can use somebody else. Column 9. That one was at least on the easier side of things compared to the last puzzle. Did I post the link in the chat for this one? I have a feeling I didn't. I sure didn't. Oops. Would I call this one an easy puzzle?
You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with average on that one. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying that it's average because it's a new rule set, at least to me. But we'll leave it as that for now, especially because I can just do 1 star above where everyone else was rating it anyway. Yeah. So that one is done. On to basic math. Make sure I put the link in the chat. I have to do that now while I'm thinking about it, otherwise I'll forget. By Charm Quark. Alright. Basic Math by Charm Quark. Normal Sudoku rules apply. X's and V's. Cells joined by an X must sum to 10. Cells joined by a V must sum to 5. Killer cages. Digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner and cannot repeat.
Some days we can't seem to do basic math.
There's a 1, 3 there. We need a 7 or 9 here. A 1, 3 there. These have to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, and there's 28 left over.
Around
which makes
4 on the outside.
Around the 17, yeah. So 7, 8, 9 is 24 and another 4.
It's be like that.
5, 6, so that's 11, which is 5, 6.
Yeah. Laura Smith says the 4 Cajun box 7, and then 1, 5, or 15 in 5 cells in box 4. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 and 4 is gone, and so is 5, so this is 7 or 8. 2 and 3 is gone from here.
Is that a 16 Cajun box 7?
In box 7, it is a 16, so that's a 7, 9 pair. Now 13 would be 6 and 7, or 5 and 8. Oh, but it can't be 5 and 8 because the 5 is in the 15th. So that's 7 and 6. 7's removed from over here. 7 pairs with 3.
And the 5, 6 pair in row 6 makes the 5.
Laura Smith confirms that one. We have 8 and 9 left over in the box. This is 1 through 6, and only one digit from 4, 5, and 6. Now, this is 2, 4, 6, 8. But this one cannot be 6 or 8. This one cannot be 2 or 4. Because the 6 and 8 are rolled out from here. The 1, 3 pair
3,
rules that.
yeah.
And this is either 16 or 14. 6 and 7, but 8 and
Column
9
1,
is ruled
yeah.
out. So, then
Well,
this is a 9,
column 1,
isn't it? Horace Smith says 1 free pair in column 1. String keeps buffering.
well,
I
column
haven't dropped
1,
any frames.
column 1 is left with 2, 4, 5, and 2, 4, 5, 7, 9. Yeah.
8, 9 pair.
Oh, right.
But this can't have a 5, so this is 3. Well, it can't be a
And
3.
it can't be 7. Yeah.
So we get a 2, 4 pair plus
6 or
5, 7. 7 has to pair with 9, so that's a 2.
Well, and that 2, 4 at the bottom just resolved.
6 and 8. And whatever is left over here.
Sums to 10. Can't be 1 and 9
6,
or 3 and 7.
5,
Yeah.
2, 2, 5. 2, 8, and
5. 2, 5.
there we go. I was overthinking the sum up here. Okay. 7. No, maybe not 7.
Well, the V in column 5, the top can't be 1, 2, or 3.
2 and 3 there. My smaller number has to be 1 or 4, and 1, 4 is on this side, so I have 6 or 9 here. And then this one is either 2, 8 or 3, 7. Well, it has to, okay. If this was 3, 7, 3 and 7 would line up with the 3, 7 here to go inside the 10 cage. So that couldn't be 3, 7. It's going to have to be 2, 8. So that way we're forced a 2 in here, but the 8 has room to be, well, not in the 7 cage.
Row 1, column 8 is a 7 to go with the 3.
Right. Basic math. So we learned that this isn't a 2. 2 and 5 get taken out. V
Well,
in
1,
box 8 has to be 1, 4, and it's 4 above 1. Laura Smith pointed that out. This is
okay, the column 9 in box 9. has to include both 1 and 3. You can't have both 1 and 3 in the 7. So that's a 3.
And I have to have 2, so that 2 is here, and 5. Because the 2 from these are forced into there. 6 and 5. What's left over? 7 and 9. 3, 5, and 6. And can I figure that out? So if this was
you can't
5
have a
and
2 in the
6,
middle. Yeah, you can't have a 2 in the middle.
so that's an 8 and 2. 5 and 2.
And
So
8.
now we have to have 5. But
Yeah,
I need 8
well,
more,
it's
so 6
the
is out. Three, 1, and 6. And then the 4, 7, 8. And I forgot this 4 affected that one as well. Although I guess I looked at that one first. Oh, that 4 looks at all of those. That's a 4. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9 here.
5 and 6.
And this 5 tells us the order. So these 2 are 10. And it's going to have to be 2, 8. So 8 and then 2. 9 here. 7, 8, 7, 9. Laura Smith says the 4 in box 3.
9.
Here, and 8, and 7, 8, and 9. And my phone goes buzz buzz.
Row 4 needs an 8.
Okay, that one's a 3, that one's a 6. Is the 6 down here? 5, 9, 7. Okay, this one is just a 9. So we've got everything else filled out. Let me just do this properly. 1 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, and 8. This one is now a 2 because I got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2, and then the last digit is 8. Six and 3, 4 and 8. And this one's got 2 and 5 there, so that's a 9. And this one's got a 2 here, so 5. If I can click the right button. And then I need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First try. That one is pretty easy. Could go so far as to say it was very easy. That is the wrong button. Uh-oh. I don't think either of these puzzles are correct. Because that's not it. And neither is that one. So I guess we leave basic math by Charmcorp as a Sudoku pad. Save. Right, and then we will out this one. Alright. Next puzzle is going to be ornithological adjacency. What does that mean? Ornithological adjacency by J. Rosas. Copy and paste. Link in the chat if you'd like to give it a go. Excuse me. Ornithological adjacency by J. Rosas. Ordinary Sudoku rules. Across the white dot, the 2 digits are consecutive. Avian variant ratio fraction rule. Some orthogonally adjacent cells are separated by birds. Each bird indicates a specific ratio. All pairs of digits on the same kind of bird are in an equal ratio. If you prefer the term fractions, the smaller digit on the bird is a fraction of the larger digit, and all pairs of digits separated by that particular bird share the same fraction or equivalent fractions. Example: a pelican might lie between pairs of digits that share a 3-4 ratio, or the 3/4 fraction. If so, the ornithologically related pairs across pelicans would be 3-4, 6-8, 4-3, and 8-6. This is only an example. There are no pelicans. Not all possible birds are given. I did not give you all the birds. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, Okay, so interesting things I see is we've got these birds here, these owls here, and these ducks. And then this set of birds here as well. Yeah, Laura Smith says, start with the ones that have two of the same bird in a box. I was thinking about the overlaps being very interesting, but as Laura Smith points out, these penguins up here are also really interesting because they're in the same box. And that has to be 4 separate digits. So if I grab my Sudoku notepad again, and then I think about what could things be. So if I start with a 1, then I could go to a 2, and that would go to a 4, and then that could go to an 8. Or I could think of it as 1, 2, 2, 4, and 4, 8 all work together. If I do 1 and 3, then that would be 2 and 6, or 3 and 9. 1 and 4 would be 2, 8. And then that's all of the 1s, because 1, 5 isn't going to have a 2, 10. 1, 6 isn't going to have a 2, 12. So then if I do 2 and thirds, then I could have well, it would have to be 4 sixths. And then it would be 6 ninths.
Okay.
Two fourths is already represented. 2 fifths. Like, I cannot do 3. It would have to jump up to 4, but then that would be 4 tenths.
I don't think 5 or 7 actually works with anything
Probably not.
because you can't double it. And since it's prime, it would have to either be doubled or halved. You could do neither. The same and so box 4 has 2 blank spots with no birds at all. That should be a 5-7 pair. Box 1, column
Um,
2.
Not necessarily. And the reason for that is because um, I could have, say, 2-7, and that means that all of those birds are 2-7s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if I'm just trying to find the ones where I can
Right,
have
okay,
multiples,
right.
then I'm never going to use a 5
Oh,
or
yeah, 'cause
anything as
box
greater as the
5,
first
there's only
denominator.
1 cell with no bird at all, so,
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot about that possibility.
Um, yeah. So then 4/5 would be not possible, at least not as a duplicate, because it would have to be 8/10 as the next one in that ratio group. Oh, I forgot 3/6 in the half group.
Right.
Yeah. Did remember the 3 in the 1/3 group, but in the quarter group, I don't have 3/12. Okay, I think I've listed out all of the possibilities. So, unfortunately, the penguins have lots of options. But when it comes to the owls and these other birds, parrots, I think.
They look like
I don't know
parrots.
why that escaped me
And the
for as long as
ducks.
it did. Those have fewer options. So if I look at this group, I could do 1, 2, 4, or 8. I could do 2, 4, 8. Let me actually separate that into 2 options. I could do 1, 3, 9. This one wouldn't have any options. This one could do 4, 6, 9. And this one wouldn't have any options. So we know that one of the owls. No, we don't. We don't know that one of them. We know that they're different, right? That was explicitly stated in the rules.
Each bird indicates a specific ratio.
So that I think that means
Yes.
that they're different. I want to read that they're different. Um, are there any other chains of 3 that I'm missing? I don't think so. But I do have 3, which means one of them, assuming they're all different,
Right. Well,
then
what it's
I've got a
what it
half,
reads like.
a third, and a 2/3.
And it's going to have to be you can't do both a third and 2/3 together
You
because
also
they
can't
both
do
contain 9.
2/3 and the 1/2 together.
Right. So it has to be 1/3 and 1/2.
So then that means the owls are
Are 2/3.
with a 6 in the middle.
So then that other owl, there's an owl in box 7 and it overlaps with the
The
parrot.
parrots.
So 2, 3, 4, 6, or 9 can go with either.
Yeah.
Now the dodo cannot have 4, 6, or 9 at all.
Right. But the dodo
But
doesn't
it could
have to
still
be one of these listed ones.
right. But it can't be the half because that's either the ducks or the parrots. And it
Yeah.
can't be the third because it's either ducks or parrots. So 1/4 could be 2 and 8.
We do know that there's 1, 3, 9 and 2, 4, 8.
Right.
1, 3, 9, 2, 4, 8. And so the 6 is ruled out. The 6 is here. And so this is either 6/5 or 5/6 or 6/7 if we're looking at fractions.
Right.
Laura Smith says that every bird is different. Is there anything other than each bird indicates a specific ratio to confirm that they're different?
Well, that's pretty much what that states.
All pairs of digits on the same kind of bird are in an equal ratio. I guess I would probably use a different word than specific. Maybe I would have just simply used each bird indicates a different ratio. But I'm fairly certain they're communicating the same idea. It's just me being goofy, I guess. Okay. There is no other way to make 5/6 or 6/7 work without a 6. Because to double it, you would get 10/12, or you would get 12
Right.
14ths. So we know that all of our,
Peacocks.
thank you, are 5, 6, 7, with a 6 on it for sure. So I can't use. Oh, I already knew I couldn't use a 6 on the parrots.
On the owl. You can't use 5 or 7.
Oh, the
Box
owl has
7.
to have the 6. Okay. Yeah, because it had to be from these numbers.
And 6 goes with 4 or 9.
Right. Okay. And 4 is on the end. Either case is going to place a 1 on this side. So then the ducks are 2, 4, 8. So then that gives me ducks. And parrots. For 1, 3, 9, 4.
And you know that the ducks in box 5, the 4's in the middle.
Oh. So, 5, 6, and 7, we said isn't allowed in our ratios if I have more than 1. So that means this one's a 6 on the penguins. And so it is going to have to be the 3/4. So this is 6, 8, and 3/4. Laura Smith says there's a 4 on the duck in column 1, and we know where it goes. Yes, on the owls. Let's see, ducks here are halves. Still don't know what the other side of our peacock is, but we do know that this one has to be the 6 because those all have to be the same.
Right. Well, the penguin in box 1, it's either
6, 8.
3, 4 or 6, 8. Yeah, it's got to be the 6, 8 because of
Because of this one here.
right.
Actually, I don't do that. I think I can get rid of the coloring except for purple.
Column 2 is left with 2, 5, and 7. Okay, the flamingo in column 4, and there's a flamingo in row 8.
It has to use a 9.
And yeah.
Four, 6, 9. These 2 3s, this 5, 7, parrots and that. Ducks are 1/2. So 5 and 7 aren't allowed. This is 1 or 4 then, isn't it?
Yeah. The flamingo. Well,
But it has a
clearly 2,
9. Does the flamingo...
because it could be like 2 ninths
Right,
or 8 ninths.
right.
But that would be the only thing that would allow both, because it can't be the 2/3, which would
Right,
be
because that's owls.
that's owls.
So does that mean this has to be a 9 then?
I think so.
Because we know it's not none of this group. Because this one doesn't have it. So then these have to be identical. Yeah, okay, 9. And 2 or 8.
So the one in the flamingo in column 8 or box 6, 289.
289.
And it looks like the dodo, because there's a dodo in row 4 and a dodo in row 6. Two, 5, 7, 8.
Unless it's the 1/4.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's the dove in box 7. Since one side has to be 5 or 7,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be one of those ones that's going to be on there. So it's going to have to be, isn't 5 or 7 is going to have to be one side of it. And it can't be a 5-7 pair.
Right. So then it has to be
A 2 with 5 or 7.
So that makes this 8. Takes 8 out here.
And the
means
2
this
goes
is
away
8.
from the right side because the 2 has to go with 5 or 7 in column 5 on the dove.
Right. 1, 2, 9, 1. Not a 9 is a 9. 2 on the dove. So then this is purple.
Oh, so the box 3, the dove, bottom half of the dove is a 2 in box 3. And the dodo can't be 2 5. Yeah, it's just 5 7.
And I think that's all the birds.
Okay, that's all done.
5, 7 pair gives us 3, 8. This is a 6.
Row 5 is left with 2 and 3.
Row 5.
In that order.
Pair. 2. 1 and 4 left over. Then we still got this parrot, which is the 1/3 ratio. So 1, 3, 9, and 2, 6. Well, it can't be 2, 6. So it's 1, 3, or 9. It can't be a 9 because this 9 and that 9. So it's 1, 3. So that's a 4. One, 4, 5, 7. That one's not 4.
In box 9, the 1 goes on the bottom row and it can't be on the crop key.
Oh, right. Because that would be 1 and 2.
Which takes out the 1 from box 7 in row 9.
What can this be? It's not 1, it's not 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 6. The top is 8 or 9, so the bottom is 9. It'll still be 7, 8. Oh, it can't be 3 and 4. This is a 3, 4 up at the very top. So it's either 4, 5 or 7, 8.
Yeah, so the bottom can't be 7.
Five and 7 is ruled out of the rest. 6, 2, 5, 7. These two aren't 1s. These two are also not 8 or 9 because over here. And apparently they're a 3, 4 pair, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 3, 4 pair. 3 here means 4, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 1, 9, 1, 4, 5, 5. Just purple is all 5s. 4, 3. Purple is also on the dove, so that's 5 and 2. 7, 7, 7. 5. Take out the coloring. I still need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still need a 7. And a 9.
The 1, 3 pair in row 3 resolves, yeah.
2, 9, 7, 4, 1. So I still have 3, 6, 8. This one sees 6 and 3. There we go. So that's an 8. So neither of these are.
The 1, 3 pair in row 3 again.
6, 3. So this is 5 or 7, and it sees a 5. So 7, 7, pair of 5s. 1, 4, and 7. But then 1 and 7 tell us it's a 4. It's this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This 7 is going to be down here. That 6 is going to be here. These two are 8 and 9. And the 8 here is 9. So we've got, what, 1, 3, and 4 left over, and 3, 4 is that 1, 3, 4, 1. 7, 1. I still need a 2, which is going to be the right one. I need a 3, which is going to be here. 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 9, and we are done. Touché. It was a fun lesson. But no on. Just let me copy the. Okay. Alright, that is going to be it for today. Because we are close to our ending point. We didn't go over today. Yeah, alright, I got all 4 puzzles saved. So, go to the stream end. So anyone who watches this back, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you want to see more content on the channel, single-player games are on Wednesday, still playing through the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Playing through on hard mode now. And on Saturday will be Dying Light. Ring the notification bell so you can see or get notified for when those happen. Hopefully. You can always just check when the streams are when I put the schedule up. And then there'll be more Sudoku on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. With that, you can also share the video, and there's also a donation link if you feel so inclined. But with that, that is all from me. We'll see you next time.